we can create
Yeah.
primary keys. So we could do that. How we create a primary key on a normal table, create table, and finally we'll add constraint, name of the constraint, and
Yeah.
primary key. And if it's a composite primary key, you'll keep the columns names there. We could do the same thing here, and that is one way of doing it. The second way is from your data frame. If you have a composite key, you could combine multiple columns and create a new column, and then from that column you could drop duplicates from that column, and then from that data frame you could convert that data frame to a table, and then add constraints over it. That is another way. That's like two ways of adding constraints is what I said.
So when you the first way, right, when you're adding constraints to a table, what sort of table is that? Is that an external table or like?
No, internal table. One is creating constraints in table. So that also two ways you can do while creating the table or by altering the table.
Okay.
Then the second way is from a data frame, concatenate all composite primary keys, and then use drop duplicate function, and then give the new column name that contains all the concatenated information. Then convert this to table. For that you could use dot save as table, and then give the table name. So yeah, then you could add the constraint, as in then you could alter the table and alter table name, then add your constraint name, then primary key.
So question here, right? So when
Yeah.
when you say on the first one, right, you're creating a table. Um,
Hmm.
so when you read data from the source files, okay,
Hmm.
or the Parquet files or whatever, you're going to read that
Yeah.
into a
Hmm.
data frame. Then you'll create the
Hmm.
table, and
Hmm.
then then what will do? How will you push the data into the table?
Yeah. So for pushing the data into table, there are two ways of doing it. So let's say you create a table external, as in you create a table in a separate cell, like how we create table in SQL Server. You use create
Yeah.
table name, and then give all of the constraint everything, and then you define the primary key there itself. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, if you want to insert the data from your data frame into your table, you should first create. There also in that also there are multiple ways of doing it. One is you could create a temporary view from the data frame using
Okay.
this thing. Create or replace temp view. We already saw, right? So it is nothing but create or replace temp view, and then use this temp view in normal SQL code. Replace temp view and the new view name, and then use person SQL, and you could give insert into your table, and then select if you need the required column, you could give that, or select star from view. Yeah,
Or is
that
it
is
like, is it
yeah.
possible to you mentioned that you use external tables, so you'll create an external table from the source files,
Hmm.
and then can you just do insert into table, select star from external table?
Yeah, yes, we could do that. But first, you will have to from the external. Yes, you can do that. You are basically asking from external table if you could move that data to internal table.
Yeah, but we'll
Yeah,
have
we
to be
can do
careful,
that.
right? Because there'll be duplicates and all those things. If you have constraints, then they'll error out.
Yeah,
So
that yeah. But that filtering you will have to do before you copy it into your internal table, because internal table does has constraint and external table there won't be any constraint,
Yeah.
because those are files, right? It's up to us what
Yeah, it's a
we
file.
can't
Yeah,
apply.
it's raw data. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you
Yeah, so you
just
can
one,
do that.
so when you say
Yes.
create a temp view, right? I'm forget this. Like, so temp view, that you can create a temp view from a uh you can create the
Yeah,
temp
sure.
view from the data frame itself, right?
Yeah, the code will be df dot create or replace temp view.
df dot create or replace temp view of and colon whatever brackets name.
Yeah, yeah, your new view name.